Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of customizing a leopard Appaloosa. So in part 1, we just focused on primers and how to prep and prime the model before we start actually painting it. And now in part 2, we're going to be discussing how to map out the markings and just the paint to use and just all the brushes and just all that kind of stuff. So since I had to hold him by his tail, I wasn't able to prime his tail. So I primed him, and then the next day I primed him again. That way I could get his tail and any spots that I missed. And now he's completely primed everywhere. He blends into my bed sheets. But he looks really nice. And the good thing about leopard Appaloosas is you already have the base coat for the horse. The base coat is a white. That's why I'm really excited to paint this horse, because it's going to be super easy knowing that I already have the base coat done and all I need to do is just add his spots, his details, and it's just going to be really easy. And I'm really excited. So, for actually mapping out the markings, you need to have a reference photo of what you want your horse to look like. Now here on my phone, I have some nice references for how I want the spots to look. That way I can really have a lifelike example and really get what I'm going for. Here's another one with some spots that I liked. And so just get some, it doesn't even have to be like a real horse. Like if people do really nice paint jobs on horses, just use that. Like this one is really nice. So yeah, you can just do that, but just make sure you have a reference because you don't want to be painting a horse that doesn't really exist, you know what I mean? So now to actually map out the spots and everything, I just like to use a simple, kind of dull pencil, not too sharp, and not mechanical pencil, those are way too sharp. It's nice and dull, I guess, just to map out the markings. I don't like to just go in and paint, I like to map it out first with the pencil very lightly. Once I'm done mapping out his spots and everything, then I will go in and paint it with acrylic paint. The paint I like to use is this acrylic, the Fine Touch, and this paint is really nice. It's at Hobby Lobby. It's just there in the shade Mars Black. It's really nice, super inexpensive. It's like $3, which you can see, and I really like it. But you do have to water down your paint before you put it on your horse, because if not, it just looks clumpy and chunky and ugly and it's not smooth. So I just like to get some of this and put it on a paper plate and add a little bit of water and kind of just work with it to the consistency that I like. I like it in almost like a milky texture, if that makes sense. And then for brushes, I have my whole thing of little small brushes that I have. I literally got all these brushes, every single one of them, at Hobby Lobby. Just the brushes that come like 10 in a pack. You really don't need expensive brushes to get a nice look out of what you're going for. It's just all about how you use them, what paint you're using, and how you just work with what you have. All you people out there that are beginners and you've never painted a model horse in your life, or you just never painted period with acrylic paint, a little cheat that you can do is you don't even have to use paint to go into the markings. You can literally use a Sharpie, the fine tip ones, the ones that are like really fine tipped. Those work just as fine. Like really, it's kind of cool. You have of course a lot more control because it is fine tip and it's not paint, you know, it's a marker. Maybe I'll do like that on a small one just so I can show you guys what it looked like. But for the most part, I'm gonna be using this paint. So now I'm going to move all of my supplies over to my desk area, which is where I'm going to be working on him. I'm also going to set up a lamp, that way I can actually see what I'm doing. It's this bright like LED light that I use and I really like it. Okay, so I have all my supplies at my desk and I'm going to go get my lamp in a minute, that way I can plug it in right there so I can have nice light, because there's a window like behind me and so it casts a shadow so I can't really see, so I'm just going to get that lamp so I can really see everything nicely. When it comes to painting, I'm pretty good at not getting it anywhere like on the desk or anything or on my stuff that I have. So for this portion, I'm not going to set anything down. If you're a beginner, I advise you setting it down because you'll probably get paint everywhere like I have before. But since we're just doing painting, since I'm just doing painting, I'm not going to do it. But when it comes to the pastels, I definitely have to set some newspaper down because that stuff gets everywhere. And we're going to try to avoid that as much as possible. So I'm just going to use my reference, start mapping out his little spots everywhere, and then I guess I'll get back to you guys once that's all completed. So just stay tuned. Alright everybody, so I have completed mapping out all of his little spots and his markings. It's a little hard to see in this light because it's a little bright in here, but I'll zoom in so you can see. There we go. So I've done his face, his neck, his body, and I've done his legs as well. And then I'll flip him over, and for some reason I like this side better than the other side, which is weird because this is his non-showing side. So I mapped all this out all the way up through his neck. I did a little bit in his mane too, so it doesn't look it looks more realistic. And then his face, and then the front of his face. Don't know if I'll be able to show you guys. Maybe you can't really see it too well. There we go. So you can see his little markings. So that's all we're gonna do for this part of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching part 2 of my little mini series that I have on how to customize a leopard Appaloosa. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for part 3 where we finally start painting the model, and I'll show you guys how to water down the paint, the brushes to use, like the size brushes to use and everything. And I'll even show you guys a little hack that I told you all about the fine tip Sharpies. I'll do that on a really tiny one just to show you guys. And yeah, so thanks again for watching this video. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know down in the comments below. I love talking to you guys, and I'll answer any question you have. And yeah, make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up. I don't remember if I've said that or not. And don't forget to stay gold, and I will see you all in my next video.